2, drink water. Don't drink and drive.
Game over!
Take it light. Okay.
Now you're more fluent.
Makina, he's got 3!
Up, Bears.
So this is really good right here. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Hey, Manimal here. It is Tuesday, September 4th or 5th, something like that. I've lost track of the days. I've lost track of everything. I think tonight is Labor Day, so this will be the Tuesday show after Labor Day. We'll be talking about Oakland series from the weekend. We'll be talking about New York tonight. Garrett Cole on the hill against Jack Leiter. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about the weekend series with Oakland. We've got some news and notes that we've got to talk about because as everybody who listens to the show or watches the show here on the Sports Fluent Network knows that Kevin and I were in Ann Arbor this past weekend with the Michigan Wolverines checking out game 1 of the college football season. So we didn't get a show in yesterday on a travel day, so it happens. We didn't make it, but I wanted to come back on tonight, get all this updated, so tomorrow me and Kevin can be back on schedule talking about the Rangers and the Yankees. So, you know what? A big weekend for the Rangers. Lots of stuff happening. First and foremost, the Rangers put both Robbie Grossman and Travis Jankowski on waivers. It looks like, from all indications, that Robbie Grossman was acquired by the Kansas City Royals. Grossman hits lefties. He can platoon as a DH as long as he doesn't have to play too much left field or hit against right-handed batters. You've got a little something with Robbie Grossman. He can do some things at the plate against left-handed pitching. So for the Royals right now in a pennant chase with Cleveland and Minnesota, they're going to need all the hitting that they can get. And Robbie Grossman is probably going to help them. It looks like Travis Jankowski was not acquired by anybody, so he's going to hang around another couple of weeks with the Rangers before he becomes a free agent at the 1st of November, whenever the season's over. So that's that. The Rangers over the weekend, they recalled Justin Foscue. They purchased the contract of Chase Anderson, and then they optioned Dane Dunning to Round Rock. Dunning had an awful weekend again on Friday night against Oakland. He hasn't been super good this year, especially not coming out of the bullpen and pitching in those late situations where he hasn't been able to keep the Rangers really in games. We're going to finally get a chance to see Foscue, I hope, for a extended period of time and get to see him take some actual at-bats here as September rolls on. He did play a little bit over the weekend. Rangers also recalled Jonathan Ornelas and Owen White, with them having a couple of extra roster spots open. It was easy, a pretty easy call to bring a couple of guys up, especially a couple of guys that on Sunday the Rangers could have needed a bullpen help, with it being kind of a Pennington-Urena bullpen game. And then with Ornelas, you know what, have him on the bench. If anything happens, you've got an extra infielder. You've got an extra guy that can take some at-bats. And, we kind of want to see what these guys have as this season closes out. I mean, yes, of course, the Rangers aren't going anywhere, but at the same time, we're still talking about 9.5, 10 games back in both the wild card and the division. So, they got to do a lot in a little bit of a time frame in order to get back in things. So, if that's not going to be the case, we want to find out as much as we can about these young guys and get them up here and get a look at them and take a look as much as we can here in September. So Ornelas, White get called up, and then today Owen White right back down with the recall of Jack Leiter, because Jack Leiter is going to start or started Monday night's game. We'll talk about that here in a minute when we get to that. So Right now, you've got Foscue, Anderson up, Ornelas up, Leiter up, and then you had White up, but he's back down, and then you've got Dunning down, and that's pretty much the Rangers' transactions throughout the weekend. There'll be more as the season goes on because they've got lots of time left in the season to get guys up and down and see what they've got and see who on the 40 man is going to get opportunities and. I'm hoping to see White back up at some point this September and get an opportunity to pitch a little bit out of the bullpen and see if they've got a little something with him. But we'll just wait and see. But right now, they're kind of just going by the hair of their chinny chin chin and running with what they've got. And right now it looks to be those guys. I forgot. I got so enthralled with Texas Rangers talk that I forgot to tell you guys about the website. Forgot to tell you about the social media. Forgot to tell you about my social media, Kevin's social media. So let me do that real quick before we get any further into this Rangers talk because I got a bunch of it tonight. So first of all, you can find Texas Rangers with the boys on social media, TX Rangers, WTB. You can find us on our website at TexasRangersWithTheBoys.com, all one word. You can also find Kevin on social media at Kevin Lee Frazier, and you can find me on social media, Twitter, Manimal Bull, Instagram, Manimal300, and both Facebook and TikTok at Bull Pro. You can also find the Texas Rangers with the Boys podcast on any platform that you listen to podcasts on, including Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, all of the hits. We're on all of them. And you can find us on the Sports Fluent Network on YouTube. All you got to do is go up into that Google bar or into that search bar, type in Texas Rangers with the Boys. They'll show you all of the episodes that we have on there. We're nearing over 100 on on YouTube already. So come on out wherever you watch platforms or wherever you watch podcasts. Check out Texas Rangers with the Boys on your platform or on your favorite platform. We also have to remind everybody that Friday, October 18th, at the Martin House Brewing Company, you're going to have Matt Warpro's second year anniversary show, 2YA. It's going to be a big time, big dog collar match for the heavyweight or the Trinity River Heritage title. Have food on site, so if you're hungry, bring your appetite. If you want some dessert treats, Starry's Ice Cream will be there with all the great ice cream. All the places from the community are coming out to rep Matt Warpro. So come on out, check out the show. Friday, October 18th, it's going to be the big 2-year anniversary show. It's going to be a big time. We hope you come out and support Matt Warpro. So now back to Ranger stuff. Told you about the transactions. Then I gave you a nice opening. So now we're going to get into the meat and bones or meat and potatoes of the Rangers news that's going on. Jacob deGrom, it's starting to look like Saturday is going to be his season debut for the Texas Rangers this year. Looking like instead of making another rehab start, that the Rangers are going to try and get 3 innings out of deGrom on Saturday at the big league level. And it couldn't come at a better time. The Rangers really could use a shot in the arm, and Jacob deGrom against the Angels would be that shot in the arm that I think the Rangers could really use. And hopefully it'll be a little bit of a spark to finish the season strong and have a nice competitive September. So that could be huge. If not, it might pitch at Round Rock 4 innings, at Round Rock 3 innings at the big league level. So whatever the case may be, deGrom is going to probably throw again Saturday. Now the question is, will it be with the big club and make his season debut, or will it be with Round Rock and get one more rehab start in before he comes back up with the big club and throws next Thursday? So just depending on what happens here in the next couple of days. But it's always exciting anytime that there's an opportunity for Jacob deGrom to pitch on your big league club. So always excited about that. Also, Max Scherzer, another big-time exciting guy that you all want pitching on your club. He's throwing BP again. He throws to live batters today or yesterday before the game. I imagine if everything goes right, he'll go back out on a rehab, but, they're kind of running out of time on that. So, I don't know exactly where he would start his rehab at, if it would be like 30 pitches or if he would be, trying to get more out of it this year just because the season's starting to wrap up. But don't be shocked if we see a Max Scherzer rehab sometime this week with the Round Rock Express. Sunday, Bruce Bochy ties Bucky Harris for 8th all-time on the wins list. Huge accomplishment for Bruce Bochy. Going to move pretty much into 8th place on his own sometime this week. So exciting stuff for Bruce Bochy as he just continues to climb the all-time wins list as a manager in Major League Baseball. And real quick before we get into these box scores, I want to remind everybody that Kevin and I, we do Down on the Farm with the boys every Sunday night. This Sunday we didn't do a show, but there is a good chance that we'll get one up this week, midweek, just because Kevin and I will have a little bit more time middle of the week to knock that show out and get it up for you guys. But this is our show where we go in depth on the minor league system. We talk about all of the levels of the Rangers minor league system, not just AAA through low A down east. We're not talking about just the 4 levels. We talk about all 4 of those levels, the high A, low A, double A, triple A, but we also talk about the Arizona complex team. We talk about the 2 Dominican Summer League teams. We're always trying to talk as much as we can about the development of the Texas Rangers young guys. And on these shows with the Down on the Farm with the Boys shows, it's just straight baseball talk. You're not going to hear us trying to sell you on Texas Rangers with the Boys because we know you're already listening to that show. So we go straight into talk. Most nights, the format is a top 10 list that we do throughout the week, and we focus and showcase certain professional or certain guys within the professional organization that maybe you don't know a lot about, or maybe you've heard about 10 times this year on the program just because he's had such an incredible season. So we do our top 10 as the season winds down. We'll probably go focus on our top 10 position players at each position again this year. That's a whole lot of fun. We've got a whole bunch more left-handed starting pitchers to talk about this year, so that's going to be a little bit more exciting than it was last year. But we have a good time with this show. It's very, very informative on the Texas Rangers up-and-coming prospects, and we'd love for you to take a listen at Texas Rangers withtheboys.com on the website, or go to your favorite podcasting platform and it'll be right there for you. So join us on Down on the Farm with the Boys. Is every Sunday night, and you can find it wherever you listen to the Texas Rangers with the Boys podcast. So let's get into these box scores. We'll go over Friday real quick. JP Sears, for some reason, when he faces the Rangers, he turns into Cy Young. He gets the win. John Gray, who has been struggling with injuries the second half of the season, he takes the loss. Another just, up and down performance for John Gray. He hasn't been real good since he's come back off of the injury, but they don't have a whole lot else to throw out there. So, they're sending John Gray out every 5th day and hoping that he can catch a little magic in a bottle there, or lightning in a bottle, and get him through 4.5, 5, or 4 or 5 innings, and get save a little bit of that bullpen. That was probably the case, I would say, on Friday. I mean, he worked 4 2/3, not real great. Dunning fell apart late in the game. No surprise after watching that he was optioned to AAA Round Rock. The Rangers had a couple of hits from Lowe, a couple of hits from Kelly. Both had an extra base hit, but I think I saw. Let's see, what were they? 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and they left 8 runners on base. Tip your cap to Oakland on Friday night. They were just the better team. They got to John Gray. They got to Dane Dunning. Pennington and maybe Leclerc. I think maybe Leclerc pitched. But everybody else out of the bullpen, not too bad. But yeah, John Gray, they didn't score enough runs to help John Gray out, and he didn't do anything to help himself either. But the Rangers take a loss there on Friday night, 9-2. On Saturday, the Rangers pick up a W. Kirby Yates takes the win after a scoreless ninth. The Rangers walk it off in the bottom half. Tyler Ferguson takes the loss. Another quality start from Cody Bradford. Cody Bradford's been really good since that first after that first outing that he had, coming back off the DL where he was, he struggled a little bit, but for the most part, ever since then he's been really good. Been able to keep the team in the ball game every night that he's gone out there, and he's worked deep into games and worked 7 innings and kept that pitch count low and not walking anybody, and that's really what you need from Cody Bradford going forward. He's not going to do anything to wow you with his stuff, but if he can get to a point where he can keep you in ball games just by, not walking guys, not putting guys on base, not adding extra base runners, and keeping himself, somewhat steadfast there, and playing the flow of the game his way, and keeping batters off balance with the changeup and the fastball, and continuing to have tremendous extension. There's good things for Cody Bradford that we've seen, and looking at it now, he's really kind of worked himself into a position where he deserves a spot to be in this rotation, or at least fight for that opportunity going into the season next year. And I imagine that he'll get that opportunity. But he's been really good since he came back. Jonah Heim had a big 2-run home run. The Rangers couldn't do a whole lot, but Tavares walks it off there in the 9th. It was one of those games that the Rangers kind of needed it. They needed to win that game. They needed to get back into this series and not allow another series to go by where a team that they should probably be beating is taking a series from them, and it gave them a chance to win that series in the rubber game on Sunday. I thought the pitching was pretty good from Sunday, considering, they had a mess going into that thing, and I thought Pennington did pretty well. Jose Urena, he scattered some hits all over the place, but only gave up the 1 run, and they got a decent inning from Chafin. They got a decent inning from Leclerc. I know Robertson blew the save, but the Rangers were able to get it back and put themselves in a position in extra innings to win that game. It didn't look real good after they gave up a couple of 2-out runs there in the top half of the 10th, but against probably the premier closer in all of Major League Baseball, Mason Miller, the Rangers were able to scrap together a couple of things with 2 outs and finished it off with a Josh Young 3-run walk-off home run, and the Rangers escaped the series with a series win. They take 2 out of 3 from Oakland. Matt Festa gets the win. Mason Miller takes the loss. And, the one thing I took away, the Rangers had 5 2-out RBIs. Dallas Garcia had a couple. Josh Young had 3. So the Rangers were able to get out of there. They also were 5 for 16 with runners in scoring position, which is one of their best outings probably of the year. I think I saw the Rangers, if they score 4 runs in a game, they're 50-20, which, that's 30 games over 500. It's just been about scoring runs this year, and the Rangers just haven't done it enough to really, 50, 70 games where they've scored 4 runs in 160 games or 140 games now. Not anything to really tip your hat about or anything to be too excited about. But the Rangers do get a win on Sunday. That pushes them out. They pull themselves back within 9.5 in the wild card, 10 in the division. But Monday night, Jack Leiter just couldn't get anything going in the 6th inning and get those outs that he needed to get. And, I thought he pitched really well through the first 5 innings. He had a couple of, seeing eye singles that got through and then gave up a double and only had 2 going in through 5. But it's kind of been his bugaboo going back out for that 6th and not being able to get anybody out so far, that's okay. still relatively early in this young man's career. I thought we saw some real signs of life from him this week in his outing on Monday night. The fastball was good. He was running it by Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, so that's a good sign. I mean, those are a couple of guys that hit the fastball pretty well. So, we saw signs, we saw life, we saw some really good stuff from Leiter, but there in the sixth, he just didn't have an answer to get those guys, get anybody out in the sixth, going through that top of the order for the third time. But Bochy gave him a little bit more rope this time, and still didn't work out the way that they wanted it to. But overall, I thought a really decent outing from Leiter. It's only going to get better. The stuff is really playing pretty well in the big leagues. Now it's just about being more consistent with those breaking pitches and being, in that same spot with the fastball every time, getting himself into a spot where he's working it up in the zone and getting it by guys with that extra life that he's got on that 98, 99 mile an hour four-seamer. So, improvements seen. I liked what I saw for the first 5 innings from Leiter. Of course, the 6th inning could have went a little bit better. Anderson didn't come in there and just slow roll the burn either. So, not the best night for the Rangers. 8 runs allowed. They were probably looking to get a little bit more from Leiter today, and I think we would have all liked to have seen just a tad bit more. But at the end of the day, that wasn't what happened, and we ended up seeing the Rangers fall to the Yankees 8-4. Langford did hit a no-doubter there in the 7th inning. That was a bomb. The Rangers did show some life there in the 9th inning, and almost got the tying run to the plate in Corey Seager. Nice play from Gleyber Torres there to rob Marcus Semien of a base hit up the middle. But the Rangers 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight, and that really says a lot about why the Rangers struggled tonight to score runs. They'll be right back at it again tomorrow. We're talking Carlos Rodon for the Yankees against Andrew Heaney for the Rangers, and that'll be a 7:05 start, and it'll be right back on Bally Sports Southwest for a handful of last times for a lifetime, right? I mean, we've all seen enough racetrack commercials and Pudge's crotch and all of that to get us through for a lifetime. But hey, Rangers still hanging around 65-73, 8 games under 500, 10 games back behind the Astros, and they're going to have to put something together, and we'd love to see it, but at the end of the day, right now, I mean, it's not looking exactly like that's the way it's going to end up. But we're going to be here to talk about it every night, and sorry that we missed last night's show, but we got caught up in the thralls of Ann Arbor and the travel and all of that stuff. So back tonight, I'll be back. We'll probably be back tomorrow to give you a recap of Rangers Yankees from Tuesday night, just because we didn't have a show on Monday night. And, we'll probably get a Down on the Farm in at some point this week as well. And, hopefully you enjoyed tonight's little recap of what's been going on over the weekend. And, we'll be back full throttle tomorrow with Kevin leading us through this thing like he does so well. But I'm, just trying to keep the ship rolling for another day until Kevin can get back here. I know he was out at the Rangers game tonight, saw Leiter throw tonight. So he'll have a little bit more on it tomorrow for us. And, honestly, just enjoying the fact that there's baseball still going on. We got one more month of the great game before the playoffs start. And, with or without the Rangers, the Major League Baseball playoffs are a good time. And we'll keep you updated until then. But for Kev, I guess I'm the manimal. And, well, I got to give you the spiel, right? Don't forget to check us out on social media, TX Rangers WTB. Don't forget to check out our website, www.texasrangerswiththeboys.com. Also, don't forget to check us out on the Sports Fluent Network on YouTube. Go up to that search bar, type in Texas Rangers with the Boys. You'll find all the shows. And don't forget to check us out on whatever your favorite podcasting platform is. So, without further ado, this has been the 300-pound Manimal, and I'm signing out.